People have asked me about my sovereignty course, and they're saying, what is it that you actually do on that? What is it that, you know, when people come on the sovereignty course, what is important, what's special about the course? It's difficult to articulate it, but I'll try and articulate why the course is important, and why it has an effect on people, and why we get life-changing results from people that come on it. The whole course is about changing cognition, about changing core beliefs. So if you imagine that there is this infinite light coming in, it's infinite, it's perfect, it's the energy in the universe, it's the chi or the ki. If you imagine this massive amount of infinite light, and it has to come through a projector and a film, and then when it comes through the projector and the film, it projects onto the screen, which we call reality. The light that comes through, or the energy that comes through, is perfect. It's already perfect. We don't need to do nothing with it. We're just the intermediary between this light and reality. So this light hits the film of our cognition, or it hits the film of our story, our life, our core beliefs, or what they call the internal parent, or the second self. So you imagine that you are a film, and all of the stuff that's been put on your film, your cognition, your stories, your lessons, your learning, your education, all of that stuff on your film is hit by this light and is projected onto the screen we call reality. So reality is nothing wrong with reality. It's an illusion, but there's nothing wrong with it. It's just a projection from your film, from your cognition. This light's perfect. The film and the cognition usually is imperfect, and the reality represents that. So when this light came through me as a younger man, my cognition said the world cannot be trusted, because I was told that as a young man by a person I idolised. He sexually abused me, and on the film of my cognition, he placed this belief that the world can't be trusted. So when this light came through the film that is me and hit the screen of my reality, I kind of projected nightclubs, pubs, fights, savage beatings. My whole life was about violence. I felt as though I needed to protect myself against the world, and because I thought I needed to protect myself against the world, I built up this massive armoury. But not only that, I projected this whole reality based on this one lie. So the sovereignty course is all about getting people to recognise that the energy coming to us is perfect, even if it does come out in reality as imperfect. It's coming through an imperfect or an unclear or a stained lens or film. So all we need to do is change the film. We need to change the cognition. We need to change the core beliefs. We need to challenge them. We need to break them down, dissolve them, and we need to add new core beliefs. So then when this light comes through, it projects a reality that is better than the one we're in now. The exciting thing about that is that you can create any reality you want. You can create an amazing reality, you can create a fantastic reality, you can create a very rich reality, you can create anything you want, providing you can change the cognition on the film. Carlos Castaneda talked about cognition. He said that the reality is determined by cognition. It's not determined by the light coming through us. The light is perfect, or the energy. This energy coming through us is perfect. It's cognition that's imperfect, and that's imperfect because it's been trained into us. Our conditioning is imperfect. So what we do on the course is we spend 6 months going into the depths of cognition, getting people to challenge their cognition, their core beliefs, getting them to clean the stains off their film so that they project a better, a broader, a brighter, a more aspirational, a more inspirational reality. That's a choice we've got. That's a fact. That's what I've done with my life. I've basically just changed the film. The light was always perfect. The reality was imperfect because the film was imperfect. The lens was not clean. So that's what we do. And throughout the 6 months on the course, we bring in Qigong masters, we bring in sound healers, we bring in yoga practitioners, we bring in inspirational men and women that have climbed Everest or gone across across the North or South Pole. We bring in all sorts of amazing people, bringing people that talk about palate and diet, so they bring in experts about diet, and we spend the whole 6 months massively concentrating on the change of cognition. If you change cognition, you change reality. It's as simple as that. So cognition, the danger with cognition, or the danger with core beliefs, is that they have consciousness. So these old parts of us have a consciousness, and they don't want to be changed. You know, they don't. A lot of our old shadows do not want to be changed. So we have to convince them, coerce them. Sometimes we have to go to war with our cognition. What we do on this course is we concentrate on deep meditations so that this cognition is changed without too much trauma. It's changed gradually and slowly over a period of time. Cognition takes time to change. It can't be rushed. If you rushed the change of cognition, you'd create a psychosis. So the whole sovereignty course is not about, it's not just about people getting inspired. I mean, that's part of it, because we are connecting to inspiration, we're connecting to our logos. It's actually literally about changing cognition. We change people's cognition by giving them tools to change their cognition, by inspiring them, but also by telling the stories. The stories are a big part of changing cognition, because if I can tell you my story about how I changed my cognition, about how I changed my core beliefs, how I cleaned up my film, if I can tell you the stories of my life, and you can see undoubtedly that it's true, then it shows you it's possible for you. So cognition is changed gradually. This course is for people that are very serious about their personal development. I do lots of different courses and lots of different training, but this is the most in-depth, because when people come on this course, they are completely immersed in it. And it's not just me teaching, it's me bringing in experts from every different field to help you change your cognition. Change the cognition, change your life. So again, if we just think about it simply: light, film, screen. So the light comes through the film. This is, if you imagine being at the pictures, the light comes through the film, and what we see projected onto the screen is determined by what's on the film, nothing more. The light's perfect, and what's on the film may be a horror, it may be a romantic comedy. What's on the film might be an action. It might be, The Walking Dead. It could be, there's a million different films, and there's a million different realities out there, and those realities are different because everybody's cognition, everyone's film is different. So all we need to do is change cognition. And although it's simple, that doesn't mean it's easy. The concept is simple. Conceptually, this is very, very simple, but it doesn't mean it's easy to do. So when people say, what is the sovereignty course for? The sovereignty course is about changing cognition. If you change cognition, you completely change your reality. And your reality then can be anything you want it to be. Ideally, we get people to change their cognition into something that is a natural bias for them. Something is that naturally floats for them, as I said on a previous podcast. We try and find out what it is that naturally floats for them, and then we encourage them to change their cognition so it fits that. So when this energy comes through, it projects something that is naturally beneficial for you, something that you are naturally drawn towards. I'm naturally drawn towards teaching, I'm naturally drawn towards talking, I'm naturally drawn towards writing, films, books. Whenever I do those kind of things, I get a lot of success with them because they're natural to me. It's something that naturally floats. So this sovereignty course is not a course about coming down and just having a cup of tea and having a nice time. This course is about changing your life. It's about completely changing your cognition. This is about completely transforming everything you do, everything you know. Changing cognition is possible. That's what we do. So for those that are interested in coming on the course, please contact us, get in touch with us. We would love to see you on there. And if you need to talk about it anymore, just give me a shout. Email me or call me in the office, and we'll chat to you about it and explain more. It's a very beautiful, very gentle, very gradual course. The changes are subtle but powerful. And that once the changes happen, the changes happen forever. And you'll come away from this course knowing that you can change everything.